guys, how's it going? Living in that paradise, are you?
Oh,
yes.
my
God!
What kind of paradise, Tyler? Elaborate.
What kind of paradise?
Yeah, what kind of paradise are we in right now? Currently,
I'm just thinking that we've been living all our lives living in a Sonic paradise.
God in heaven. Jesus fucking Christ.
Sorry if I barf, audience, my beautiful children. If I barf like periodically throughout the episode, it's not because of you. You look great. Your hair looks great. I every time I think about Sonic with human teeth, it just makes me. Oh my god!
It's because I repeatedly just keep sending them pictures of a
it's
zoom in
just
of
a
Sonic's
non-stop stream of teeth.
Human teeth.
Of just
teeth.
teeth.
Oh my gosh!
Why does he have human teeth?
I don't know.
They're not even like clean human teeth. He has like, I like. Has anyone seen the picture of Sonic like side by side with the kid from Jumanji? Like when he's turning into a monkey, it looks eerie how similar they are. Jumanji came out in what, like the 90s, the early 2000s?
Oh, I thought you meant like the new Jumanji.
No, like the old Jumanji.
No.
You know, when the kids turn into a monkey, like the. He looks very.
Yeah.
It looks very very similar, and it terrifies me. What were they thinking?
I don't know, man. Everything about this movie. It's shaping up to be what I hoped it would be.
Yeah, I'm not paying for this though. No. I don't want them to get the right. Like, I'm excited to see it. Or sorry, I want to see it, but I don't want Paramount or whatever thinking that this is okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I am perfectly capable of waiting for this to be on Netflix or wherever, because I would love to see it. I do not condone this. This is not what you do.
Yeah, no. This whole movie to me is kind of screaming like low effort, but we know people will see it to make money or make memes.
It looks like some exec just like squirted this out at some point. Like it legitimately looks like it came out of the 90s, or like besides like the
really
modern
does.
CG, which is arguable because the CG looks pretty shit in this. But besides that, it looks like there were a lot of movie tie-ins that happened, and a movie and like mascot tie-ins that happened in like the early 2000s, and this looks like a lot of them. Like beat for beat, it seems very similar.
Oh yeah, no, I will not disagree with you there.
Even just seeing Jim Carrey come back.
Yeah, and Jim Carrey came out of the crypt where he was staying, and he decided they put a bunch of electrodes on Jim Carrey's corpse and decided to let him parade around the stage for a while. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. If I can just say one thing, as people that I've seen that I don't agree with right now, people are just like, man, Jim Carrey is like carrying this movie, and it's like, how can you say that from like 30 seconds of trailer?
I think it's because he's the only person who looks like he's alive.
Yeah.
In the entire trailer. Yeah. I think that's because like I don't think he's carrying shit. I think they literally do a "you're basic" joke. I don't see how that could possibly be called good, like him carrying anything. I think he's the most animated person in the trailer.
If the trailer is supposed to showcase, like, I don't know, some of the good or funny parts of the movie, it didn't really do a great job.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I was too busy screaming in existential dread to like actually laugh at anything in that trailer. Like I was more just like, just yelling at the frailty of man, mostly.
Yeah.
No, I get that. Well, like, because I watched it and I was like, this is a fan-made trailer. As soon as fucking Gangster's Paradise starts playing, I'm just like,
They have to know what they're doing, right? Like,
I think a fan-made trailer wouldn't use Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah, it would have used the freaking City Escape song.
Yeah.
Which
it would have used
have
anything. They've got so much good music to pull from Sonic.
Or anywhere.
And they just
Yeah.
ignored it all.
Or this decade, actually, would also be good.
Or heck, have that, like, what is it, Crush 40, the Sonic band?
Yeah,
whatever.
no,
Have
get
them come
Crush
in
40.
and
They're
just
not doing
do a
anything
song
with
for
them.
this.
Get fucking anybody. What Gangster's Fair? What does that have to do with anything?
Well,
How
and
does
like,
that...
what's like the... Yeah, like what's the tone they're going for in this movie is what's really confusing me.
It's obviously a lighter tone, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, why gangster... Like, is Sonic a gangster? Is Is the guy he's with a gangster? Like, what is this? Like, what
Is
that
San
about?
Francisco gangster?
Yeah, maybe San Francisco's gangster.
I don't think I'd call anything in that trailer gangster.
Like, you know. Also, I like how they show that in that trailer that Sonic is fast enough to like outrun missiles, but like a guy with a dart gun just can beam him. Apparently.
Yeah. No, I mean that's obviously you gotta remember that logic. Dart gun is fast because has power of air.
Yeah, I guess dart gun is the fastest weapon known to man. We have never and will never come up with a gun, an air compressor. This is the end game. There's nothing else.
Yeah, that's it. We've reached it. We've pinnacled.
We've reached it. There's nothing. You know what? Military, put that railgun away. I got this. I've got a slingshot.
Yeah.
It also brings up an interesting point of, is Sonic constantly intentionally slowing down his speech for everyone else?
Yeah, how insufferable would that be? Like, if you perceive the world at the speed he seems to perceive the world, I know this is way smarter than the movie is ever.
Oh, yeah.
Like they, of course, nobody who made this movie thought about this. But if you could perceive the world fast enough where missiles look like they're standing still, how insufferable is any conversation you've ever had? Like, saying hello to somebody on the street would take like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Or just listening to them. Or is Sonic constantly speeding up? Is he slowing down?
Yeah,
what if this movie does speed?
Can he choose to speed up his perception? In which case, like, why? Like, how does that work?
Ultra instinct, man.
Like, apparently he has the Speed Force. Apparently that's a thing that Sonic has now, if you look at his electric quills or whatever.
Yeah, and he was, like, glowing, and...
He's, like, radioactive or something.
Yeah, I'm still not over his creepy, vaguely human-looking thing.
Yeah, like, why does he have human musculature? Can, like, anybody explain that, like, at all? Like, why does... Who thought that he doesn't wear gloves. His hands are just white. What does that...
I mean, to be fair, I don't think they ever really address it in the games why he's so fast.
No, but like he's a cartoon character in the games. Now he's in like the real world, and he's freaky. And he makes me uncomfortable, and I need an adult.
It's like top to bottom that trailer. Because I don't know how much like official Sonic team has say in the movie too. I don't know.
Probably not a lot. I doubt that. I doubt the sound. I doubt the Sonic execs actually. I don't think a lot. Like the Japanese to American movies, I don't think a lot of them. Like I think they just kind of sign the rights off and just kind of like let it fly most of the time.
Yeah. Or like, I mean, even like video game movies in general.
Even like Detective Pikachu, I don't know how much Nintendo is very protective of their IP, so they might have like a bigger role, but hasn't stopped them from making stinkers before. So
yeah,
that's true.
But yeah, speaking of making stinkers, that's kind of what I kind of have this thing on like Sonic media in general is that they would rather make something that's really... Actually, okay, before I get into this point, one more thing about that trailer. Goddamn, do I hate Ben Schwartz's voice as Sonic.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yep, no, like, I agree. It sounds like they just picked some guy off the street, honestly. Like, his delivery is really, really... Like,
oh well, you know he's phoning this in. He took one look at this and he's like, yeah.
He probably like took a look at the script and he's like, gotta go fucking Jesus.
Way past cool.
Way past cool. Like, it's also like even the fucking Sonic actor from the goddamn like Smash Bros would have been better. I think. Like,
yeah, at least you were too slow.
Yeah, like when he said you're too, it's like gotta go fast.
Yeah, like, I guess that's another question. Why didn't they just get the guy who's been voicing Sonic in the games? Like,
right?
Who does voice Sonic in the games? Because he's
small time. Ben Schwartz.
Yeah, Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz.
Name me 3 things he's done since Parks and Rec. What was his character's name in Parks and Rec? Also, do you know who the voice of Sonic is in a lot of media?
What? Who?
Jaleel White.
You have to elaborate.
Urkel.
Wow. Oh. What?
Yeah, I don't. At least in like some of the TV shows, like Sonic Underground, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic X. He's voiced by Jason Griffith, who also does the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog games from 2005 to 2010. Thanks, Professor Wikipedia.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Urkel is Sonic, huh? Like that's
yeah. They could have gotten him to do a better job.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Nothing makes sense anymore. I'm so confused.
Yeah, so I guess this is like my thing. I don't know if this is like a hot take on Sonic the Hedgehog at all, but do you think that they're just kind of making bad or like low effort content for Sonic at this point because they think it's better to like steer into this meme culture?
I don't think that they're trying to make bad things. I think that Paramount execs just decide, like, they had to make a Sonic movie, and nobody there cares about the IP, so they're just like,
well,
okay.
it's like by the same people who did Fast and Furious.
It's produced by the people who did Fast and Furious.
So
there's a big difference
because
there. That doesn't mean that it was made by the people who made Fast and Furious. Like, they're trying to dupe people into thinking, like, maybe but I don't think that's
I wonder if even then the production, like the producers are like used to that line, and they're like, okay, we're gonna take this direction, and I guess just throw in things that are kid friendly.
Yeah,
what's kid friendly?
I guarantee this movie is gonna have like 80 like quote unquote modern references that are probably gonna be like 5+ years old.
Yeah, no, watch. They'll still be referencing. They'll do a PUBG reference.
Yeah,
or something,
there's like a
Fortnite.
PUBG. I guarantee Fortnite will probably be in here somewhere, and then like I don't know, like Sonic's gonna do the Nene or some shit. Just like really out of touch shit. I guarantee like there's gonna be more than a few.
Sonic.
I mean, again, it already seems to take place in the 90s.
Yeah,
so.
like. You know what? Why don't they just put it in the 90s? I think that'd be pretty great.
In the 90s, that would be better because then
that'd be so much
at least
better.
laugh
It could
like,
just
hey,
be like a
dated.
big nostalgia mess.
I'm going to go see the brand new Star Wars third movie. Oh boy! No, wait, no. In the 90s would have been like, oh boy, am I excited to see Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace?
Man, I hope there's no annoying mascot characters in that. And then he just looks at the screen. Deadpan.
I will say the one thing I loved is just the unnecessarily complicated staircase that Eggman's truck had.
Yes.
That they showcased front and center.
I mean, honestly, I kind of liked it just because it showed that Eggman is a complete, like, moron. And it's like, he's like, he just overcomplicates everything. Like, how is that truck he showed in the trailer? And I know we've been going on it for a trailer for like 15 minutes, so I think we should probably...
Yeah, it's important, though.
But this is important.
But it is.
Like, so Sonic spin balls into his truck, right? And the truck goes flying. Yeah. And then out of the exact position where the truck was, a smaller vehicle comes out. Did he plan for that specific attack at that specific angle? And if so, what? Because I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have worked any other way. Like, the way it came out, it looked like it had to be on its side for it to come out. Who designs things like that?
I'll tell you who, Professor Eggman, as played by Jim Carrey.
Yeah, this seems like something Jim Carrey as Eggman would do. Just make a cut. Like, I hope every invention he makes in that whole movie is the most stupidly, like, overly specific invention you've ever heard of. Like, it's like, if he ground pounds on this robot, three other robots are gonna come out of the side.
Oh god, I want to see if Metal Sonic. I hope Metal Sonic's in this movie. Just
I hope so too. I don't think they
CGI.
So far, it doesn't look like they're throwing like anything else really from the games except for Sonic and Eggman.
Since when did rings were teleporters? How does that work? Like, that's a short.
I know in Sonic Boom, your rings actually help power your Enter Beam, which you can use to pull yourselves to new locations.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Duh.
I'm sorry.
In Sonic Adventure, didn't you like enter a ring to enter a level or something like that?
I always thought that was just like a little fun, because like in other games, you can go through a ring to go to the secret like Chaos Emerald place mini games. I didn't realize that was canon. I didn't think that was.
Well, it is to the
apparently
it is to the makers of this movie.
Apparently, rings are like some all-powerful energy source. I didn't realize. I thought they were just shiny things that you found on the ground.
Also, there had better be a scene of Sonic getting hit and like dropping rings.
Oh
like,
my, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be
eating a
it's
chili
only
dog.
gonna happen
Like,
one
just-
time, and it's gonna be like the stupidest thing, and it's probably gonna be a poop joke along with it.
Oh, probably.
Oh,
And
yeah, I know you're right, and I hate that.
Yep.
Like, I bet I could write the script for. I bet I could bullet point this entire movie. Like, I bet if I.
Yeah.
And I bet it would be like over 80% accurate.
I think we should do that once it gets closer. Maybe we get some more trailers. We should just like draft out what's gonna happen in this movie,
And then read it out, and then
Yeah.
and then just see how right we were.
Yeah. I'm about it. But either
Nice.
way, did any
On
of
a
us
side
watch
note-
anything? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
go
I was
ahead,
going to
Tyler.
say just really quick. Going on from that, I did hear some news that we very well might be getting a Saints Row movie as well.
No
Why?
shit.
Why?
Which I don't know why.
Wait, which games is it going to focus on?
Please
I
be
don't
the
think they've
fourth
really
one.
said,
Or the
but it
third
had
one.
better be fourth. Like
Fourth or the
Yeah.
third.
If it's the
I would be
fourth,
okay with either.
I'd be there for
President Saints Row would be fantastic, and so would
Yeah.
Alien Invasion Saints Row. Though you have to kind of establish the character. Honestly, if they just make it like a goofy crime drama, I honestly think that could be a pretty funny movie. Like
oh yeah,
Like
I
it's
mean,
just
depending on how they
it's just
take
making
this,
fun of
just-
like gangster movies. Like that'd be hilarious.
yeah, I would love
That's
that.
probably
if they
not what's
did
going to
that.
happen, but I think that could
No.
actually be a good concept for a movie. It's just like them. It's just a bunch of people who are like, "Dude, we got to get big in the city. Let's get hard," and then they just fucking they just like take every like just keep like mirroring a bunch of other gangster movies.
Yeah,
I guess I could also kind of like it with the Saints Row movie, where if they went from like the first 5 minutes of the movie as game one, where they're like, "Oh man, we gotta like hustle and we gotta rip
Yeah.
off Grand Theft Auto,"
Try and
then
be-
like 15 minutes in, they're just like, "Wait, I got it. Let's steal a Zeppelin to crash into the Luchadore mob boss's place."
I just-
where then
I just really
Yeah.
want them to do what they did in the beginning of the third movie. I just really want this to happen, where they rob their own. They they become huge
Yeah.
They become huge stars.
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah.
they stage a heist in their own
as their own, like wearing their own masks.
Yeah, they're
of
wearing their own
themselves or
masks.
something.
They rob their own store.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god, Saints Row is so funny.
I
such a
think
good
I've been
game.
on record before. Saints Row 3 and 4 are some of my favorite
Yeah,
games.
3 was
just 'cause
great.
they
I
are
didn't
the
play 4,
most fun.
but 3 was
You
3
should.
was really good.
4 is a trip. 4
Yeah.
is
uh-huh.
an experience. More so, I think if I was one of those people that started with Saints Row 1 and then played
Yeah,
all the
I
way
did.
through.
I played 1 back when it was just a GTA clone, and then I played 2 and it was just starting to they were just starting to get their
Yeah,
realized that there was
Yeah.
no way they compete with Rockstar, so they just made it goofy instead. And then 3, they were just completely off the wall. They just gave up.
Yeah, I think you
Mhm.
might like 4 a little more than maybe like I did, just from the sense of like of a journey of like, hey, how did we start here? How did we end up here? Why are we here?
Yeah, like I just would love
Yeah.
to see
Is it
the
to suffer?
boardroom, the boardroom where they were like, "Guys, we can't compete with Grand Theft Auto. So what if we just threw a fucking bowling ball at our franchise and just saw what happened?"
Yeah.
But yeah, Saints Row movie. That's
crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Do you have any other
I
news
hope
on
it turns out well.
I
I
won't hold my breath.
Yeah,
I sadly don't
bet
have any other news.
I bet it'll
That would be-
suck. I don't get my hopes up for any video game.
Yeah,
movie,
any
but-
video game one. I
Just any movie in general.
Yeah,
I'm just
hell,
like, oh, man.
even Detective Pikachu, which I think looks decent. I'm like, I'm worried it's actually not going to be good at all.
yeah, I don't know. I'm still probably gonna go see it because
I'm definitely going to go see
it's
it.
actually coming out very soon.
Yeah,
it's
this
like-
weekend, right?
Jeez.
this weekend?
I think it might be this weekend.
Oh,
I think it's like not this week, but next week,
Okay.
which isn't gonna matter at all to the people listening.
No, we record these live.
Yeah.
but
Duh.
it's the 10th of May.
Oh, that's still like 2 weeks.
Yep. Not to, date when we're recording this or anything. Again.
No, we recorded.
Oh, yeah, wait, no, shit. The 10th is, don't worry, I'll go back into that. It's like, yeah, it comes out the 10th, which is some period between 1 and 19 days from now.
Oh my lord. So has anybody watched anything else? Or watched or played anything this week?
I watched a thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and I've talked about it before on the podcast, not with you, Trey, but I did with Tyler a bit, because Netflix, and maybe this is just another chance for me to shit on Netflix for doing this.
Go for it.
Because I'm not happy. Netflix finally released, they're calling it part 2 or season 2 of Baki, the Baki 2018 anime.
Sure.
So let that sink in. It's Baki 2018.
Right. Almost halfway through 2019, yeah.
Yeah, the entire series, it's 24 episodes. We got the first 12 of this back in, I want to say, like, December.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, on Netflix. And by the time Netflix released their 12 episodes, the entire 24 episodes was done.
Right.
But, like, holy shit, man. Does it... And I was like, I liked Baki. It's fun. If you don't know, Super Eye Patch Wolf did a video about it. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure you've heard about it, Trey.
Yeah, I watched most of the quote-unquote first season. I've watched most of it.
Yeah. But... It's fine. The first season was good. I kind of liked it. The CG's a little weird.
Yeah.
And it looks really bad sometimes. My God, getting this second season was a kick in the dick because it looks bad.
Oh, does it? Oh, no.
What?
There's like, I can't remember, there's like clips where I saw where they had characters walking and you can tell they just like had like a walk cycle and then just dragged them across a flat JPEG background.
Oh no!
Oh
yeah, and then like there's parts where they keep on messing up like the different models for the characters. Like, did you meet Olivia Biscuit yet, Trey?
No.
Okay, he shows up at the very end of the first part, which is also like, you know, if you go back in time, Dumpster Goblins, you can hear me complain that the first part just kind of ends. They're like, hey, we introduced a new character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you have to go back in time. You can't just go and listen to an old episode.
Yeah, that's what I mean by going back in time. It's a little time capsule.
Yeah, you just gotta go do some time travel.
Yeah. But, they introduce him. He is drawn, I think in one sequence of scenes I saw, he was drawn 4 different ways at 3 different sizes.
Oh, no. Why?
Yeah. It'd be another thing if it was just like, oh, you know... It's fine. Could have just watched the whole show in like a binge thing, but I had to wait 5 months for this.
Yeah, Netflix. I like the fact that they fund some anime that is good. That's cool. I think that's a pretty cool thing. But man, I wish they did not have to wait until like the fucking season was over every goddamn time. Like that gets so. Yeah. Like, especially considering that they've done weekly shit before.
Yeah, didn't they simulcast Violet Evergarden?
No, they did not.
I thought they did.
No, not I don't think they've ever done it with an anime before, but they've definitely done it with
Chelsea Handler.
Yeah, they've done it before where it's like, oh, there's a new episode every week. So it's like, it's not like it's beyond them to do it. They just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And it's extremely confusing. I don't understand, like, why. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, kind of like, I got more frustrated by it because I was watching a recommendation video for this seasons of anime, and there was a show that, like, I was like, oh, man, that looks really good. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about Carol and Tuesday yet.
Yep, I was actually going to bring it up. I was looking up the name. Yeah, it looks really fucking good. It looks really good, and guess what? We're probably not going to get to see it for, like, 5 fucking months from now.
Yeah, we'll see it in December. Like, just to talk about it for you, because, Tyler, have you heard anything about Carol and Tuesday?
I have not.
Okay, let me run you through this. It is a Studio Bones directed. It's a Studio Bones series.
Okay.
Yeah, Shinichiro Watanabe is the director. You know what he directed? Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, and Space Dandy.
Yep.
Wow.
So
and it's a musical anime.
So this is gonna be fucking great.
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi dystopic musical anime, and it's gonna be so fucking good. It's like just from the cast and Bones plus that alone, I think it's probably gonna be a classic.
Yeah,
and
that's a pedigree
guess
right there.
Who doesn't fucking get it until goddamn December, probably.
Ugh.
Us?
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, Netflix. Why?
Let me just watch it. The other thing I don't get is like Netflix kind of does the argument of like, oh well, we like to wait so we can dub them. My God, is their dubbing awful?
Bad.
Sometimes.
Their dubs are like so bad. I like even like when I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. This is set in a Western setting. I'll Be the Beginning. I tried watching dubbed, couldn't. Like the dub was just not serviceable.
Yeah, it's like early like pre-Toonami dubs on some of these, man.
Yeah, it's just
and it's real voice actors still. They get Kylie Bear to show up and do this, and he phones it in.
Yeah, probably because it's just like, oh, Netflix doesn't really care. It's weird. They love throwing money at anime and like really experimental projects, but they don't like actually actually working with it, and it's very confusing.
Yeah, it seems like whenever they do like a license grab, they just kind of are like, well, this is a thing we'll make money off eventually.
Yeah, like I don't think they do a lot of quality control when they fund animes, which is very weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, if I were throwing money around, I think I would want to be aware of it, because like I can't. There's so many Netflix original anime where the story just falls apart like halfway through, like actually just completely just turns into a like Be the Beginning was like that. There's quite a few.
Yeah, I remember I watched one, Sirius the Jaeger. I watched.
Yeah, like it just.
Oh, was that? Did that fall apart later on? Because I think I watched the first episode and nothing more of that one.
Yeah, it just kind of didn't do anything. Like, again, I watched that show. I don't think I could tell you what the plot actually was or what a Jaeger is.
Or Last Hope was another one. Just completely falls apart like 2 episodes in. High Score Girl, I don't. It's just why.
Yikes!
And this is. I'm just talking about like the. I'm just talking about like the original, like the actually original, not the Netflix funded ones, like 7 Deadly Sins or something.
Yeah, or like Violet Evergarden was the same way. People raved about it. But
yeah, like
they just kind of snagged the license.
Yeah, they did. Netflix was just like, we could pay for that.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, I had to wait a while to watch a mediocre anime, and I'm upset about it.
Yeah,
also, it just is kind of weird.
Like, I mean, Baki is very weird. But
I kind of liked it. I might finish it just because I want to see some fights that are going to happen in it. But nah.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of anime, I started watching a new Netflix anime. Actually, just talking about Netflix anime. Apparently, I haven't learned my lesson. A new anime came out like yesterday, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Ingress the Animation. I don't know if this is based off of something or not. I'd have to look it up. But I thought it was funny how we talked about how Ultraman looked really fucking bad like last week. And Ingress is a 3D anime. Like it's all the character models are 3D. And it looks really fucking good. And I'm just very confused why Netflix is just like, what's going on, Netflix? Why is this allowed? Like, it's 3D. It's like, why is Ultraman, like, obviously it's 2 different studios. So, like, apparently the studio who made this one is called Plus Ultra, which I didn't know wasn't copyrighted.
Huh.
And it is so far, like, if you take a screenshot of it almost any time during the first episode, you'd think it was 2D. It's only they're animated very well. The only time you can really tell is when like really, really tell. You can always tell it's 3D because like they don't like look 2D. But the only time you can really tell is like when the lighting changes. Like you can see like all the contours of like a person's face and stuff, which you couldn't in like anime, obviously. So
yeah,
and they do a lot of really interesting lighting tricks because like there's like some psycho world. I'm not very far. I only watched the first episode. And like when they do that,
up on
like,
Netflix too, and its genre is anime for gamers. So
yeah, I was just saying. I
think Ingress might be a game. I think.
Okay.
Let me see. I actually don't know anything about it.
I was gonna say it's got the virtual reality.
It looks beautiful
tag,
though.
So, yeah, it looks decent.
Yeah,
I'm getting like some Land of the Lustrous vibes. But...
yeah, it's very pretty. Like very, very pretty. It's so Ingress is an augmented reality game. Apparently, it's a mobile AR game. And
wait, isn't Ingress the game that Niantic
It
made
is!
before?
It's Niantic's game before Pokemon Go! Oh my god!
Oh, holy shit!
Goodness!
No,
It's an anime?
they made an anime out of that?
Really? What?
Yeah, hang on. No. Are you fucking kidding me?
I didn't know!
No, because I thought you were just saying Ingress, so I was like, oh, it's like a game, and I was like, wait a second.
Because it doesn't seem. I wasn't sure. It was like, it seems like that there's like this virtual, like quote unquote virtual world that turns everything into geometry, and like from what I can see from the intro, you can like use it to like dodge bullets and stuff. It's like a Matrix mode that some people can use, like a few characters can use. And they're like it seemed like if you use it, you could become like super powerful. I did not know it was based off of anything.
Oh my god!
I had no idea.
We have to tell people. We have to tell somebody.
We have
Somebody has to
tell
know.
the world that Ingress made a is like in the end.
Oh my god! You know
And
what they should do?
it looks really good. Like just only looking at the like aesthetics. I don't know if it's like a good show off of one episode, but like aesthetically, it is really pretty. Like,
I'll tell you what Metacritic rated it after you watch it.
okay, is it bad? Good?
No, it's fine.
Okay, fine. All right.
I'll tell you after. No, it's good. It's good. But it's Metacritic, so you never know. Like, Metacritic probably pans things that are actually good.
True. Yeah, Metacritic isn't
Sometimes.
super
And it's like the
reliable.
first Google. But I just, like, you know what they should do? They should make an anime off of Niantic's other game.
Yeah, they should really make a movie off of... what was that? What was their other game? I can't put my finger on it.
Pokemon's Goes?
Pokemans, like Pocket Monsters?
Pokemon Go to the Polls, that was it.
Pokemon Go to the Pole. Okay, yep, that sounds right.
Yep.
But
oh my god. I'm just glad we got to share this revelation together.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
It's just like the horror of just like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You know the worst part is somebody's going to be listening to this from the beginning and be like, yeah, I know, it's Ingress, it's the fucking game. And they're going to be like, these goddamn troglodytes.
Look, audience, I didn't know. I had no idea. Oh, that's amazing. I hope that they use phones in universe to play Ingress.
I just hope that, like, at the end of it, it's going to be ingressing is just like a bunch of people sitting on a smartphone going.
Yeah,
to a
like
coffee
it just
shop.
turns out they were in a coffee shop the whole time.
Yeah, camera zooms out and it's just real life people.
Oh my god, that would be some meta shit.
That would be amazing. I don't care how good or bad it was at that point. I would just be like, anime of the year. 10 out of 10.
I mean, they go for the Gridman ending. It's like, was it a dream? Fuck it.
Who knows?
We're real people now.
Oh, so fucking weird.
Yo.
Anyway, somebody have something else.
I talked about mine, Trey. Ingress.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler, save us.
Okay, yeah, I'll say something. I don't know if I've talked about Heroes of Hammerwatch yet on this show, but Heroes of Hammerwatch is a game. It was based off of a earlier game by the company Hammerwatch. Basically, it's a top-down sort of twin-stick style game where you can play as a number of different classes and play with a handful of people. I think up to 4 people in both games.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the first game, and I've been actually playing a lot of the Heroes of Hammerwatch game, which is more of a roguelike game for this one, but has persistent town. And basically, you keep going, and any resources you gather and send back to town, you keep. But all items and all that stuff are just per run.
Okay. All right. I'm about that.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. Like, I've put in like probably for like a full like couple months, just about every weekend, playing with another person. And then this last weekend, we finally got 4 people to play this game.
Oh yeah.
And man, it's hectic, but it's fun. When you get more and more people and you're constantly just trying to figure out, okay, like, because one of the interesting mechanics in it is that when one person dies, that person isn't out of the run. It's one person can go up to them, bring them back to half health,
Okay.
they lose half of their current HP.
Okay, so like and can you keep doing this even if do you have to be over half HP to res somebody?
No, you don't. No,
Okay.
it's just half of your current. So if you have one, it actually doesn't take anything
Okay.
from you. But yeah, so it's like half rounded up, I think, essentially. But yeah, once you raise somebody that way, you become soul linked.
Mm-hmm. So if like one of you dies, the other person, they both die or something? Okay.
So you both die, and it's great because the ending screen will say that you were killed by the other person who died.
It's like, you son of a bitch.
You did this to me!
But yeah, it gets a little more interesting when you have more people, because I had only played it with 2 people, so it's just, you basically get one chance for one of you to die, and then next time one of you dies, that's the end.
Okay.
But with 4 people, you get way more, because
does it scale the difficulty at all, or do you just like, is it just strong? Are you just stronger?
It seems to not particularly scale the it might a little bit. I haven't really noticed. Enemies might have more health.
Okay.
It's really hard to say because I'm playing as a completely different class, and I'm just not sure how much is this class being different and how much is just having been so used to my pretty strong class that I ended on with the other run through. And all the classes are very different. They seem to be pretty interesting. Like the Paladin seems honestly really strong. And I don't usually play as melee classes, so that's interesting. It seems like you can just block a ton of damage, and you have a lot of health with that class, despite being melee range. Whereas a lot of the classes are ranged attack.
Okay.
And have things like bouncing attack or piercing attack or AoE attack or all sorts of things. There's a priest class, which is good at healing. Yeah, the one thing I don't love about the game is having to unlock classes. But yeah, what were you saying?
It's weird how I haven't heard of this game, but like visually it shares a lot of similarities with like Enter the Gungeon. I just figured like it's a very popular genre. I'm surprised that I haven't heard of this.
Yeah, and this is a really solid game.
Yeah, it only has like 1,000 reviews on Steam. It's weird. It doesn't seem like it was super popular, but like
but I think they're all pretty positive.
It's weird because like it's a very popular genre, like Dead Cells, Enter the Gungeon, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the roguelike.
Well, this is one of those games that I think is really best played co-op.
Okay.
I think all the Hammerwatch games currently, and they've announced that they're going to make a Hammerwatch 2 as well at some point, but they're all best played with at least one other person.
Okay, whereas like a lot of those games, you're fine playing by yourself.
Yeah. And honestly, the nice thing is that, once you get later on in this game, the runs through the dungeon can get longer, like up to like nearly 2 hours, depending on how fast you go through it.
Yeah, on Discord one day, I think I remember you saying you're like,
that was a different game.
Oh, was that? Yeah, okay.
That was Risk of Rain too.
That was still Risk of Rain. Okay, yeah, I thought I remembered you being on
kind of
a long
similar,
run.
but
there's a lot of
this is
roguelikes.
Yeah. Which I'm liking more and more. I don't know. It's fun to me, the getting in there, exploring, finding all the items, figuring out what you can even find in the game, and all the abilities and interesting chains of the items that you get, like how well they interact with each other and how well they like synergize with the class that you've picked. Yeah,
here's what I live for. I live for like the OP runs and those kinds of games where you just have like the God run where like all the stars align and you fucking just get like all the best like gear plus like passives. Like Isaac was like this for me, and I guess I'm playing Enter the Gungeon now, and you get some of that there. And like Wizard of Legend, Rogue Legacy, all that stuff. Where it's just like sometimes you get a run that's just so fucking perfect, where you're just like, oh my god, I am actually unstoppable, and that just feels great because the game usually just like delights in just kicking your ass.
Yeah, I will say this game isn't. Quite like you can definitely get runs where you feel powerful, but I don't think you ever get to the point where you feel unkillable. At least I haven't.
Okay.
But you definitely get points where you're like, oh man, this item is just makes such a difference and it's really great and all that stuff, and it just makes it a lot easier.
I really enjoy when roguelikes will like let you live out those power fantasies every once in a while, because like usually roguelikes are very, very hard, like extremely difficult on purpose. Like they're just trying to, they want you to die a lot and like make some progress towards your like overall progress. And I just think it's nice when like a game. I think that's why Isaac is so popular, because like there's some builds in Isaac where like you're basically a god. You just run around, you just fly around everywhere, just like using homing weapons all over the place, and it's like it feels really good, because there are other runs where like you basically lost the first room.
Yeah.
No, that's what I kind of remember. Like the only roguelike I think I've put any amount of time into was Rogue Legacy way back in the day.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, it really was.
A good game.
But I did kind of like live for the time where it's just like 5 runs in a row being like, fuck, like immediately just walk in and become the dead.
Yeah.
But then like any of the runs where it's like, oh man, I've been going for like 20 minutes. This is like real.
I'm doing really well. And like, yeah, you get into like the zone where like nothing can touch you and you feel really good. Like,
yeah.
Like, I live for that shit. That is so good.
And then you still end up getting dicked on.
Yeah, then you with Rogue Legacy, I never beat Rogue Legacy. I
don't think I did either.
Can you beat Rogue Legacy?
According to SGDQ, you can. Apparently, there's only like 4 bosses.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I don't think I beat more than 2 in that game.
I know, right? It's like, oh, you can beat this game in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You just cry.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see like if anybody's done speedruns of this game, because man, like especially with the DLC added in, it really ramps up the challenge.
Sure.
The DLC is crazy. It's interesting. It's very different from the core game, which is neat that they actually changed up the mechanics quite a bit, and it feels a lot different. But yeah, no, Heroes of Hammerwatch, I recommend it. It's okay. It's a lot of fun.
Just
and
have
again,
some friends.
Have friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, way to be ableist.
I know.
Tyler. Well, look, some of us don't have friends. All right, okay.
You are literally.
I am a handy, capable individual.
Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I've been playing a few games, but not much. I guess I can talk about Gungeon for a bit, because like recently they had a big update, their final update, I should say.
Okay.
Where they added like a new finaler boss. Because previously they added a final boss. Like, they added an actual final boss, and then they added a finaler boss with this newest update. Apparently, it's, like, their biggest update ever, and it's, like, the send-off. Like, this is the last one. I'd never really played before. I will say that I think Gungeon might be the hardest roguelike I've ever played. Or maybe I just suck at it. Like,
yeah. I don't know. I've heard it's hard as balls.
Is Gungeon a 3D one?
No, it's top-down. It's a top-down.
Okay.
It's a shmup, basically.
Got it.
Like where they like just, it's just bullets all over the goddamn screen at all times. Like you're a very small character, and the whole room. Bosses are like Toho, where it's just like tons and tons of bullets all over the place. But you have some ways to like prevent yourself from getting hit. Like your roll makes you invulnerable, and you have like these things called blanks. If you use them, all projectiles on the screen just disappear, so you can like use those to get out of a situation where your roll's on cooldown. I've heard, because like the way that this game works is that you have like 3 starting characters, and then it works off of unlocks. So, like you unlock more characters, and you unlock more weapons and stuff. So like your starting pool of weapons and other things isn't super big. And by the end, I've heard, and this is something from someone who struggles to beat the first boss, I've heard you can get like actually stupid busted, where like you're firing, I saw Northern Lion play, and he got a bullet that shot guns, and I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the guns in this game. There's one called the Brick Breaker, and it's a brick that shoots bricks. But he got a mustache, and there's things in this game called synergies, and if you get a synergy, like you get an upgrade that counts as a synergy for some weapons, it'll like completely change the way that your weapon works. So he got a mustache and a weapon called the Brick Breaker, and it started shooting turtle shells like from Mario.
Okay. Go on.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. There's a weapon I got, I can't remember the name of it, but it's literally a guitar, and when you play it, all the music changes. Like a rock medley, and like you shoot like these colored notes all over the screen. The game is it's a blast to play. Like it's really fun, but it'll kick your ass so hard. Like there is very little margin for error. It relishes in just punishing you all the time. But like if you can get into the groove, which I've only done like 1 or 2 runs, like it is, man, there's so many weapons, and it's just a really fun game. Like the whole thing about Gungeon is like literally all the things you're fighting against are either a bullet, a gun, or something with a gun pun. Like it's like a fantasy creature, but they mix it with like a gun pun, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's everything I've seen about that game. It seems hilarious, tongue in cheek.
Yeah, very tongue in cheek.
And also, just the fact it's been what now? This is like the second or third big update that's gotten.
Yeah,
from the base game?
I think this might be the third update. Yeah, they're all free, all pretty big. This one, apparently, like I said, this is the largest update. So if you were ever interested in picking up Gungeon, this is probably the time to do it. I got it on sale. It was like 25% off. I don't think it's still on sale, but like if you're ever interested, it's got a lot of content, so like you'll be getting your money's worth for sure. The only other game I've been playing, and I've already talked about this, so I won't talk about this game, so I won't like go into it hardcore. I don't ever talked with Tyler though. Is you ever played Hollow Knight?
I have not played Hollow Knight. No.
Okay, so that was my game of the year in 2017. And like Gungeon, it has a ton of free updates. Like,
yeah,
I think there might be like 8 or 9 bosses they added, including and also like a bunch of new areas, and it's all free. All Team Cherry is like the kings of like making me feel bad that I only spent $10 in this game.
Yeah.
Do you know what Hollow Knight is, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm familiar. It's a platformer style game. It's
apparently it's a Metroidvania.
Difficult one, from what I've heard.
It's hard. Okay. So the reason I bring it up is because I'm trying to get through. There's a true ending that they added in the God Home DLC, and I'm trying to get to that DLC. And I didn't think the game was like crazy difficult before the DLC came out. Yeah. I thought there was parts that were hard. Like it has like the Dark Souls thing where like if you die, you have like one chance to go get your quote unquote souls. They call it Geo in this game.
Okay.
And if you don't get it back, you lose it. But like things never do more than 2 damage to you, and you have like I think a base like 5 hearts or something. So like even no matter how hard things get, nothing can one-shot you. So you always got that going for you. But like these DLCs, I'm on the Grim Trope right now. I just replayed the game. I'm back to the Grim Trope. This game is so hard now. Maybe I just suck, but this game is hard. It's very difficult. Like if God Home, I've heard God Home is a fucking kick in the nuts, and I'm having trouble with the first fucking DLC, and I'm terrified.
Oh no. Yeah.
Like they have this whole thing where they bring in like this troupe, like this troupe of like circus performers like come in after you unseal them from like a deep part of the old world. And it's like it's sketch as fuck, but you get to fight their troop master, Grim, and he's already pretty difficult. Beat him, and then after you beat him, you get a chance to fight his like god or whatever. And it's just him on steroids, and it's just like I like die like in the first 5 seconds of the fight, and I'm like, oh no, how do people do this?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not at all a hardcore gamer, so I feel like I would not. Do that.
Okay, but
Yeah,
but
I'm
don't
not
let me
hardcore, but it does.
don't let me
does look fun,
scare you
though,
away
yeah.
from it though. Like I said, I don't think you can get through like 90% of the game's you can get through all of the game's release content, and I don't think with a few exceptions, I don't think it was that difficult. Like I got over halfway through the game my second playthrough without dying, and I don't think I'm like that good at games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's only hard initially because you're just learning the controls, but once you get into a flow, like, it's very, like, you know things. Like, like, I think playing it a second time has really given me some perspective, because there's a fight that really early on, it's a fight against this girl, Hornet. The first time I fought her, I must have died, like, 10 times. I thought she was really hard, and the second time, I legit don't know what I was smoking. She's really easy. So... I think it's worth it. Like, it's especially like it's like $15, and you can get an easy 50 hours out of it, like 50 quality hours. Like,
okay,
it's very, it's very very like good time spent. Like, I think this game might be one of the best like investments, like game wise, you could ever do, because like very small buy-in price. And you get like an absolute boatload of content, like, and it's not like just throwaway content either. It's really good content. Like, you will not be like it's very quality. Like the game or hate it, it's very very high quality game like stuff. So I recommend literally anybody buy it. Like, it was 2017 wasn't a bad year for games, and this one, like, weirdly enough, a game made by 4 people just like blew me out of the water, blew all those games out of the water.
Well, and it's the type of game where this one and Gungeon kind of people are still talking about these games. To this
and I think
day.
it's because the people who make them are just is very very like, they treat their community like really well. Like they a lot of free updates. Like, they're very on the ball, like, with communication, and like, again, very small teams that have made very quality products, like better than a lot of AAA devs.
Yeah.
Also, the soundtrack in Hollow Knight's a goddamn banger, and even if you don't play it, just listen to the soundtrack. It's really good.
Yeah, I'll have to do at least that then.
Yeah. Like I said, I think you'd enjoy it, Tyler. I know you're not like a hardcore, but if you can play a roguelike game, you could play this game. It's not like I don't think it's as hard as people say it is.
Okay.
Up until the DLC, okay, so just go in knowing that the DLC will probably kick your ass. But if you're okay not doing the DLC, and it's all post game stuff, so you don't need to, like, besides like a new area, all of it's post game stuff, so you don't really need to like worry about it.
Okay.
It's besides that, it's all, I think it's very beatable. I think it's very fun.
All right. Well, neat.
Yeah,
sounds like a good game.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to bring up old game,
no
but
problem.
or old quote unquote that I've talked about before. But man, it's Team Cherry, man. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah,
I do not understand. Yeah.
Well, there's still some good things to blot our minds out. The fact the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer still exists.
Yes, fucking.
Yeah, he's got teeth. I think
I can hear him outside.
Got to get out of this.
Oh, no.
He's coming.
No, is he coming?
Oh God, no! You hear that? You hear that in the distance? Oh God, no! Oh jeez!
Oh God! Ah!